Hi guys, welcome back to tutorial Raise, and in this video tutorial I'm going to discuss about object-oriented programming system. So if you're already familiar with this object-oriented programming system, then you can skip this video, but I recommend you to check this once. So any programming language is said to be an programming system if it has following basic features. As I have discussed about object-oriented programming and object-based programming system in the very first chapter, very first section of the videos. So in this video, I will discuss about object-oriented programming system. So any programming language is said to be object-oriented programming system if it has following features. First is classes. So what is class? A group of objects which have common properties and behavior is called class. So second one is objects. So what is an object? Object is example of class. So this class and object we will discuss about in later part of this video in detail. Now, the other one is abstraction. So, highlighting essential features is called abstraction. We will also discuss about this in later part of this video. Encapsulation. Hiding unnecessary detail is said to be encapsulation. Abstraction is implemented through this encapsulation. We will also discuss about in detail about encapsulation in later part of this video. Another one is inheritance. So the feature in which base class inherits the feature of child class is called inheritance. So this inheritance section also we will discuss about this in later part of this video. Another one is polymorphism. When same entity behaves differently in different situations, then it's called polymorphism. So let's see one by one. So what is abstraction? Abstraction is the mechanism in which only the essential features are highlighted and unnecessary detail is hidden from the users. For example, in a car, the users are provided gear, accelerator, steering wheel, etc. User doesn't need to know how the engine works, how the petrol is converted into electric, etc. In programming world, software developer provides the user interface to handle the system. User needn't know how the coding was done to work the system. For example, take example of your smartphone. You are handling the smartphone. You have been given only the essential things which you require. You needn't know how this function and how the app was written. Another one in encapsulation. So encapsulate means to hide unnecessary details. For example, in a capsule, the patient needn't know what is inside the capsule. The patient sees the Sydney capsule and doesn't know the bitter medicine which has been encapsulated inside that. In software database connection, security related code is encapsulated from the user so that it cannot be tampered with, it cannot be changed. And then there is polymorphism. Take example of Indian women. She takes care of household work. She takes care of cooking. She takes care of children. She takes care of her office-going husband, etc. She is single person but does different work as per situation. In software, when function name is same but performs different tasks as per parameter, is called method overloading or polymorphism. The next one is inheritance. So as you can see in the figure, class A is inherit the feature of B, class B inherits the feature of A, and class inherits the feature of B. So what is inheritance? The process in which the child class inherits the data member or properties and methods of the base class, then it's called inheritance. Now let's understand about the class in detail. When you think about car, you think about whole general car. The car has some attributes and performs some tasks. There are two parts. Car has some attributes and car performs tasks. It's just, so how its attribute is, so normally the car is small vehicle, It's private main carrying vehicle. It has four wheels, steering wheels, etc. So these are properties of a car. And car can run, it honk, etc. So these are the behavior or function of the car. So all the cars having the above, so all the vehicle having the above said common features will come under car class. So class is a group of objects which has common properties and behavior. So it's called class. So as you can understand, the class is virtual. The class is imaginary. We just think about that, and it doesn't exist physically. And car has two things. The first one is attributes and properties, and another one is its function or work. Now let's see this example. Suppose uh, the car company is going to manufacture or create a car. So what does it do? It just create a wireframe, just create a model, just to create a just model in the blueprint, in maybe with the hand or maybe in computer. So it is imaginary. It is just prototype. You cannot drive it. You cannot you cannot do any work with this. Just a model. So now see this picture. So this is the car class. Center section is the car class. Now from this car class, Maruti Suzuki uh, has been created. From this car class, Porsche has been created, and the same car class Ferrari has been created, and BMW also. So all cars have two common features. Which one? Similar design or look and similar function. So what is the design? As you can see, all cars design model are more or less same, though there is design variations, but that is not completely different. So take example of this one. Here the tractor, this one, is not part of car class because its model and design is completely from the rest of the cars. So what is a class? A group of objects which have common properties and behavior is called class. As I discussed earlier, is that the car has two parts. The first one is properties and another one is behavior. So what is property? Its color, its attributes, its design. These are called properties, and its running, its honking is called, if it can be said, as behavior. Also, apart from the design, all the cars functionality is almost same. It can run and it can home. Now, uh, what I gave example so far is just imaginary and hypothetical. So now let's see the practical example in TypeScript. So how we write? We write class car, then color string red, design string new, then function void. So console.log car can run. So here inside the car, color and design will be set to be the properties of the car, and this function, the behavior, will be set to be the behavior this function. So as you can see, any class has two things mainly: its attributes, here the color and design, and another one is a function. So this is the behavior actually. And now what is object? Object is an instance of or example of the class. object is physical and we can touch it and work with it. I mentioned in the previous video, in the previous chapter, that the wireframe model, the wireframe model of the car does not exist actually. You cannot run that. You cannot work with that. But an object, the class is virtual, but object is physical. So let's take this example. This wireframe, the central, is just a model. Okay, but Maruti Suzuki is an object of this car, and Porsche is also object of this car, and Ferrari is also object of this car, and BMW is also object of the car. So here BMW is an example of car class, and this BMW exists and we can touch and run it. To run the car must exist. We cannot drive with a wireframe paper model car. Similarly, to access properties and methods of the class, we must create object first. Only then we can access its behavior and properties also. So we have already created this class, and now we will create object, and then we can access properties and functions of this class. Here, to create object, we just write obj, that is a variable, and then equal to new car. That means this obj now is physical, and through this obj we can access its properties and behaviors. We cannot directly access property and behavior without creating the object. So to see the color, we just write console.log in obj.color and then obj.run to access the function. So hope you understand, and I will show you some practical example in next video. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe this video. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.